I said this once, and I'm going to say it again. We live in a world where we have problem solvers and we have problem creators. And if you're a problem creator, you have to understand that you're neglecting responsibility, and we're really just watching you create a problem and then blame your problem on something else. So you create a problem and then you fixate the problem to something else other than yourself when you really just created it. So you have to understand that if your thinking is backwards, right? So you're a retractive, subtractive thinker. You're not thinking about how you can fix something, how you can grow something. You're thinking about how you can kill something and how you can deplete and minimize and sanction something into its most minimal state of being, its most minimal state of consciousness. Because I mean, when you send out hate into the universe, when you try to degrade and when you try to project that hatred you hold in your heart onto something in the external world, so you're projecting your own emanation of your mind onto something else ontologically, right? Because you have to understand that there's certain degrees to being a human. And so if you're always in a miserable state of consciousness, it's because you hate yourself. You have to understand that if you hate yourself, you'll be miserable. If you don't hate yourself, you'll be happy. And you can be pissed off. And, there's always resistances in your mind and tensions that are pulling your mind in all sorts of directions. But to actively project out envy, larceny, self-deprivation, and then try to deprive someone else is really just a reflection of yourself. So every time you try to judge someone, remember that you're really just reflecting your own inadequacy and projecting that onto someone else subconsciously. Because first of all, you have to understand that to think about something, you always compare what you think about. So when you look at the person that you look down upon, you're really just looking down upon your lower self, because you have to understand that everything in your reality is a reflection of you 100%. So if you're always looking in the negative in the world, if you're very cynical, you're a miser, you're very miserable, so you're projecting out that self-hatred into the world. You have to understand that that's a reflection of your own consciousness, because everything is a reflection of you. And you have to understand that if you are actively being a negative individual, it's because that's who you are. That's what you're reflecting. When you look for the negative in somebody's behavior, or you're looking for the negative in a certain situation, like you're actively seeking it, right? So your the tension of your mind is actually sequencing yourself and trying to find a reason for you to express the hatred that you hold dear within your heart and will never let go, because it's so addicting. And you're really just getting high off your own chemical brain sequencing. So every time you stress, you're really just trying to feel your stress. You're trying to feel, right? So when someone is taking drugs, right? When someone's addicted and they're out of shape and they're poor. So when we look at it, a specific low quality hominid, right? That hominid is trying to escape themselves. They hate themselves, right? So if you love yourself, you won't degrade yourself by smoking and drinking and being unfit and eating away your own soul. So you have to understand that to do certain actions, again, is to express self-hatred. So every time you look for the negative in your life, you're really just reflecting yourself. So every time you have a situation and you look for the negative, you're really just a deplorable, self-condemning piece of shit, because you're really just hating yourself. And then that self-hatred in your mind, deep within your heart, embedded into your soul, is seeking expression through the negative that you're seeking in the external world. So instead of trying to change a cause, instead of trying to change an effect with an effect, you need to look at the cause and you need to solve the cause, because you're walking around with this level of hatred, and it's really because something happened to you and you never overcame it. So every time you express this miserable miser tendency and you try to degrade someone else, it's really just you wanting to degrade yourself. But since you can't do that internally, you project it externally. I mean, it depends on the individual, because we have individuals that are actively degrading their own mind. So we have people that think against themselves. So we need to pull out of our perceptual awareness and we need to look from a standpoint of just rationality. So we have a being, we have an external, we have an entity in the universe, an existential object, and that existential object is thinking about ways that is reducing itself. So it's really just self-destructing itself. So when we look at certain individuals and they drink and they smoke and they're doing it subconsciously, right? So they're passively killing themselves. You have to understand that these people are really just destroying themselves. And since they're unaware to the fact that they're literally passively killing themselves, they're unaware to the fact that they really just hate themselves deep down. And so they express that through drinking, through smoking. Because if you really loved yourself and you were conscious of it, if you really wanted the best for yourself, you would always be aligned with the best interest. You would always be aligned with the higher outcome. You would always be aligned with the best for yourself. And I don't think you find the best in yourself when you drown yourself out with a bottle, which is really just a pacifier for or a tampon to solve a quick fix for the issues that you can't. So every time you pick up the smoke, every time you pick up the drink, you're really just expressing how much you hate yourself, and you're really just trying to solve a problem deep in your mind with a quick fix that won't fix you. So you have to become aware on why you want to smoke, on why you want to drink, right? Because the only reason people go to therapy is to discover the why within themselves. But if you just become your own psychoanalysis, fucking therapeutic, fucking self-mastery, attainment, fucking obsolete fucking self-mastery, then you can discover the why in yourself. But if you don't have this level of mental cognition, metacognition, then you're really just a self-debilitating primate in a universe you don't even understand. But if you don't understand, you need to develop yourself to a certain level of complexity to handle a certain level of perplexity, and you need to illustrate and you need to demonstrate superior conduct day in, day out. So every time you pick up the drink, every time you pick up the smoke, every time you try to distract yourself by seeking inadequacy in a different human being and then projecting your own inadequacy onto them to make yourself feel better for being a self-debilitating hominid, then just render yourself an inferior specimen of what not to be. Because if we looked at you, deducted you, and just analyzed your behavior patterns, we can really see that you're really just a deplorable self-destructing object in the universe, and we can't be one of those. So if you need development, if you need mindset mastery, go ahead and check out the link. Follow me on Instagram if you don't. We always got the fire content going out on there. So join the community. It's free. If you need a community, if you want to get involved with individuals like me, and I'm the leader of that community. So if you want to get involved with me myself, you can go ahead, join the community. Always dropping just straight heat knowledge. Like, you read the post and then your day it fucking 50x's, right? And you just get more shit done, especially when you get around people like it's crazy. It's a whole different level. But if you seek a mental like if you want to get your mindset right, if you seek mindset mastery, link in the description. Check out my website. We also have nutrition and fitness. I'm certified in that, so you're gonna be dealing with a certified, right? Because if you check out my website, I have a diploma, so I'm actually certified in nutrition and fitness, and then and then mental well-being and wellness, and I'm also certified in that too. So go ahead and check out the website. Oh yeah, and also certified in business and entrepreneurship. So if you're seeking to make money online, well, I'm the perfect person for you, because I'm certified, right? So I'm certified. I'm not just talking. I'm literally certified. But so remember that certain actions hold tensions that you haven't became aware of. So when you express yourself into the universe and animate that tension that you're unaware of, it could potentially lead to you just being a self-destructive hominid without you even realizing. So if you're not a chimpanzee, you should sit down and think and use your mind. Actually use your mind in your brain. You use brain power. You generate electricity in your brain that fires off neurons to connect you to a probable solution, instead of degrade and degenerate your own mind to obsolete obstruct and destruct your life because you deep down hate yourself and your soul, but you just haven't realized it yet because you're unaware to the fact that some shit in life fucked you up and you haven't overcame it. So now it's just manifesting these expressions out of you, which is causing you to passively kill yourself with the drink, with the smoke, and it's causing you to project out hatred onto other people because you haven't discovered the why. But you need to discover the why. So that's it for today. A lot to digest. Whip out the notebook, fucking put on the captions, and make sure that the message gets deep into your mind. And you have to understand how, bro, I'm gonna drop y'all another fucking bar. When you learn something on the, so your brain on the, what do you call it? Fuck, I can't even remember it. Peace.